There's nothing worse than when you have no money, but you invest whatever you have, okay, into rip-off schemes, and like a pyramid, the pyramid, which is illegal in Britain. What they do, they prey on poor, vulnerable people. Yet those at the top are the ones who are getting all the money. Okay, everybody you invite to give, okay, you get nothing, but every money that you put in, each money that you put in, goes to the top of the pyramid. It's a scam. Okay, religion is a bit like that. Okay, where those at the top are the cream. They're getting, the best of the investment. You're getting nothing.
If I want to believe God for a $65 million plane, you cannot stop me. You cannot stop me from dreaming. You can't stop me from dreaming. I'm going to dream until Jesus comes. And here's another thing I want you to understand. That if they discover life on Mars, if you think a $65 million plane was too much, if they discover that there's life on Mars, they're going to need to hear the gospel, and I'm going to have to believe God for $1 billion space shuttle because we got to preach the gospel on Mars.
But dreams, okay? Well, it's a bit like selling the idea of black knowledge of self. Who benefits from it? This black knowledge of self has been going on since Elijah Muhammad, and Fard Muhammad. It's been going on way before Dr. Umar Johnson pulled his scam that he was going to open this school that's going to benefit black boys.
'Cause none of them can stop the time. How long?
Okay, a lot of black mothers invested in this dream because they really wanted to see black people do well, not realizing that sadly the number of people who claim to represent black people are con artists. Just look them up. Look up their history. They're done for fraud, money laundering, but somehow they know how to tap into your psychology. They know what makes you tick. And they think there's an emptiness inside of you. Oh, black knowledge of self. And they feed on that like a vampire. That you need to know yourself. Not put food on the table. Not study. Not buy a nice house and live a good life. But all you get is knowledge of self. And you put all your money into the likes of Brother Polite, who was done for sexual conviction. Okay? So, but still, they control your brains that some people still support him.
Stated that you are going to be entering a plea of guilty to the 2 counts of aggravated child abuse and 1 count of contributing to the delinquency of a minor. You will be adjudicated guilty, which is a criminal conviction on your record. Do you also understand, sir, that by entering into this plea that it may subject you to involuntary civil commitment proceedings set forth in Florida statutes?
I'm going to make this as brief as possible. He pled guilty to sexually assaulting a child. I've never heard of this dude, before a couple weeks ago when he got arrested or whatever, right? But I'm seeing people like, oh, it's a lie, the government lying on that man because he woke, he trying to get us woke. Like, all the dumbass conspiracy theories.
The man you see above me goes by the name of Brother Polite, but legal documents state that his government name is Michael Nowak. He's a disgraced social media influencer who's currently serving 7 years in jail after doing the unthinkable with a minor.
This is the level of brain control, brainwashing. There are 100 historical black colleges and universities, HBCUS, in America. Over 100 historical, there in the South, which was founded in 1964. While you pumping your money for this black knowledge of self to Dr. Umar Johnson, what should I call Dr. for? Umar Johnson, he knows that there are over 100 historical black colleges and universities, over 100. Okay? Yet he's trying to pretend that his idea is something new, is novel, because he knows how to scam the vulnerable, the poorest in the black neighborhoods, who believe that what he's offering is going to be a dream out of the impoverished state that is established by a racist system. Okay, but what's interesting, even though that these black colleges and universities, right, is aimed at black students, whites can also join it. However, it is purely for black colleges, universities, etc. And it was started off in 1964. During the time of oppression. They did it, no problem. Umar Johnson, however, he's finding it difficult to get funding. So he claims, only to find out he was not making himself accountable to where the money was going. Why is Umar Johnson so untouchable? Who does he really serve? If Umar Johnson doesn't care about his own community, who does he work for? You have all that money. He had over £500,000, 500,000. But yet not a penny went to the black school. Anybody can open up a community center or hire or lease a community center to pretend that it's part of the hustle. If you ever watch a program, a BBC wonderful production called Hustle, and how they con people, put up all these elaborate cons, elaborate schemes, and people fall for it. Oh, wow, it must be genuine. Here's the building. Not realizing the building is just leased for maybe 6 weeks. And you think, oh, here's the school. You start pumping money. No wonder black people find it hard to trust each other. We pump knowledge of self, and behind it are con artists. People are lining their own pockets. I've seen it in England. The government gives money to black organizations, and the black organizations do not put money back into the black community. They pocket that money. That's why black people find it hard to trust each other. That's the reason why black business owners do not invest in black neighborhoods. That's why black business owners do not invest in the likes of Umar Johnson, because they see him coming and they see, wait there, here's the alarm bells. Where's the accountability for all the money that he got from single black mothers who wanted dreams for their children? And he ripped that dream apart, which is why we can't trust each other. There are over 100 historical colleges and universities, over 100. To my knowledge, there's not even one in England. Yet, Umar Johnson, with his anti-interracial marriage, knowing that would sell. That was his key point, and he got himself into your heads. You see, Christianity, Islam do the same thing. They find out your weakness, and you hear it. Oh, I like that. That even this very day, even though Umar Johnson has been exposed, tried to charge black women to go for dinner with him. But still, his followers are still there. Why? Because we get tickled by words. It comes back to our Pentecostal upbringing when the pastors are preaching in our eardrums. We go dizzy. We love the sound of words. And Umar Johnson is aware of it, him being a psychologist, that to this very day, even though he's conning and hustling, he's still got his followers, his dumb followers, saying, I don't care. I don't care. I'm still going to follow him, even though there's no schools. They don't care. That's why we find it hard to trust each other. You know, come on, Woody, right? You know full well that at the end of the day, the man is not delivering, but still, their brainwashing is still there. Right? Their brainwashing is still there. Over 100, we don't need black knowledge of self, etc. That's been going on for years. And where has it got us? Poor neighborhoods being killed by the police. And these same people, you don't see them, protesting for us, but they'll take money of us. Wake up.